I'm going to let you in on a secret the media and entertainment companies don't really want you to know. The secret is this: the music you're listening to is changing your mind. Not only is it changing the way you consciously make decisions, but it is also literally changing the physical structure of your brain. The same could be said for just about anything we interact with in our day-to-day experiences, but music, or more specifically sound, is one of the most consistently experienced physical sensations throughout a normal day. We are constantly surrounded by music, jingles, and noise. The average person listens to about 25 hours of music per week. That's 3.5 hours per day. And that's not counting the additional 5 hours of TV music and commercial jingles. All this is to say that noise, and in its more desirable form, music, is like food. We consume it. We put it willingly and unwillingly into our bodies on a daily basis, and we hardly think about the consequences. Are there consequences? Yes, of course there are, but not all of them are bad. Like food nourishes our bodies, music can nourish our mind. In this documentary, we explore this notion. We get into the music, the science, and the life of it all. In this video, we'll just scratch the surface. Just like food has the potential to help us heal, music does as well. Just look at music therapy, for example. With the right nutrition, our bodies are able to make the things it needs to heal itself. While music doesn't quite work in the same manner, it works by exciting different parts of our brain, and when that happens, the physical structures are literally changing. So heed this: anything that can change our system permanently has a lot of potential for greatness, but also harm. So what exactly is happening when we are listening to music? While I won't go into too much technical detail here, it is relatively easy to understand. The sounds we hear are pressure waves entering our ears, and almost instantaneously being converted into an electrical signal. The signal goes through many parts of our brain. What's most important to understand is that the brain is like a super connected highway, and that many of its mechanisms are interconnected. Do you ever feel the urge to dance or move when you listen to music? Well, you're not alone. Neuroscientists like myself are exploring why that is. And as technology gets better, we are beginning to uncover more and more. But many of us believe that music and movement are connected through neural pathways and mechanisms. For example, let's look at binaural beats, a phenomenon that happens inside the brain that allows your brain waves to fall in sync with a beating frequency. This is done through the use of stereo headphones. Two tones are played into the different left or right headphone speakers. The beating corresponds to the difference between the two tones. That means presenting a 500 Hz tone in the left ear and a 510 Hz tone in the right results in a 10 Hz pulse or beat. What this effectively does is entrain our brainwaves to match that of the frequency of this beat. In this case, if I left these tones playing for long enough, your brainwaves would sync up to a 10 Hz frequency, otherwise known as the alpha brainwave state. Another important factor is that this works without the use of headphones as well. To understand why this phenomenon works, we need to look at the whole human auditory system, but we'll save that for later. I'll just say that we are still in the exploration phase of scientifically understanding this. For now, what we need to understand is that these sounds and the music around us is having a very real physiological effect. Our bodies, our physiology is establishing some sort of connection with sound. This is important because if we want to be healthy, we shouldn't allow unhealthy sound into our system. A Dr. Vincent Giampapa used an audio program called HoloSync, a binaural beat technology, and was able to measure a very real difference in some of the hormone levels with the 19 people he studied. With just 4 hours of use, our daily average, he found less cortisol, a stress hormone, more DHEA, a hormone precursor being explored for its benefits, and melatonin, a crucial hormone used by our bodies to manage its circadian rhythms. While I could go into detail about the benefits of these findings, that's not the point. The point is that sound is having an effect on our system, first physiologically, and that in turn naturally affects our quality of life, our psychology. Sound is literally everywhere, and if you are a TV watcher, you are being bombarded with ads by companies who are very aware of the power of sound. In movies, scenes are accompanied by specific sounds to raise heart rate. To make you feel sad. Make you feel scared. Make you feel awe-inspired, and we are especially susceptible when coupled with visual input. But what happens when we aren't using sound for good things? What you're about to hear is the military's version of a sound weapon, or riot dispersal tool. It's called LRAD, which stands for Long Range Acoustical Device. While perhaps it was made to be a giant amplification device, when certain frequencies are played through it at high enough amplitudes, people literally feel sick, dizzy, and have to run away from it. As you can hear, it is not pleasant. The fact that simple acoustic sounds can have such a drastic physiological and psychological effects are amazing. While a lot of research and methodology is still being developed, the evidence of its effects are clear. The mechanisms by which elicit the effects are natural and non-invasive, so often we don't even consciously realize it's happening. Which begs the question, what is it about the music we love? With its great amount of complex frequency combinations and rhythmic patterns, that triggers such an emotional response. What is it fundamentally about music that is healing, or that is destructive? Stay tuned for the full-length documentary coming soon. Together we'll explore the answers of these questions and really find out what's going on.